I just wanted to get a little rant off my chest. I just had a little experience that just makes me so mad. And I know that my husband is going to say, well, it just isn't worth it anymore. You just can't try and help anybody, which I know that he would. But I went to the grocery store, and I parked next to a Jeep, and I noticed when I got out that it had a flat tire. And I went into the store anyway. And then when I came back out and was leaving halfway across the shopping center, well, at the other end of the shopping center, there's a gas station, and going towards that direction was that Jeep, and it was sitting there, obviously, because its tire was completely flat. And I noticed that there was some young kids in there, which, to me, they were like in their 20s, their early 20s. To me, that's kids. But anyway, so I pulled up, and I asked them if they had I noticed that they had a flat tire. I said, do you need a jack? You know, because they're all just sitting in the car. And they said, no, I don't think so. We called somebody. They'll be here in a few hours. I said, a few hours? I said, wow, it's hot out here. If you need a jack, you know, maybe I could find one, help, you know, if you got a tire. And they said, well, I don't know. We don't have a tire. I said, well, it's a Jeep. There's a tire right there on the back of your car. You got a spare. Thinking maybe, you know, they borrowed their car or something and they didn't know. Well, so they get out of the car and they walk around the back and they're like, yeah, there's a tire there. I never noticed that before. Okay, fine. I said, well, look, did you need a jack? And he's like, well, nah, I don't know how to change a tire. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a good life experience. Because I believe that anytime that there's an opportunity, you might not know something and you've got a chance to learn that, you know, you should learn. And I've made my girls, if they're going to drive a car, at least know how to change a tire. And I've made them help change a tire on their car before. Because you simply just should know some things, whether you ever have to use them or not. But I thought, okay, so I said, well, look, you know, I was being really nice. I said, well, you know, I can get down on the ground, but I can't get back up from the ground. But I can tell you, you guys, if you want to, if you need help knowing how to change it, I've done this, you know, before. I don't mind, you know, telling you how you can do it and make it safe and everything. And it was a girl and 2 guys and a little boy. And I said, well, which one of you is the strongest? Or you can all do it. And they start looking at each other and everything, and he's just looking at each other, and I said, well, you know, one of you guys want to try it? All you got to do is, you know, if you got a jack already, you know, maybe have one in there, which they did because you could see it in the back. And I said, well, you've got one. I don't like these scissor jacks, but, you know, they work. I said, you just got to get the crowbar over there, the lug wrench, and get this one down, get that jacked up. I said, you'll be on your way, and you don't have to wait a long time. And they said, well, we got so-and-so coming when they get off of work. I said, oh, okay. I said, that'll be good. Somebody can help you. How long do they get off? And they said they get off in about 3 hours. I said, 3 hours? Wow. Okay. You guys could be on your way. Obviously, they weren't in any hurry because they must not have jobs. But they didn't want to change the tire. And I said, okay. They argued about it for a minute about not one being stronger than the other or whatever, and joking around, whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, if there's nothing else I can do to help you, you know, I guess I'll get going. And they're like, well, you know, I really hate to ask, but since you offered, we just spent all our money in the store, which I knew that they were at the store because I was parked by them. They said, and I was just wondering if maybe we could borrow a couple dollars so we could get something to drink while we're waiting. And I felt sorry it was really hot, so I felt sorry for the little boy too. And I said, well, I don't have any cash, but I can go right over here to the gas station. What do you want? So they told me, and I went over there, and I got that. And while I'm in there, I'm like, oh, well, here's a can of Fix-A-Flat. Maybe I should offer them that. So I went ahead and I bought that too. And I came back, and I said, well, here's some Fix-A-Flat if you want to try and get that in there. Well, what's that do? I said, well, so there's directions on the can, but basically, you know, you're going to shake it up real good, and you're going to put your car in the right spot and hook this on your valve stem and put some temporary air in, and there's a gas station right over there, you know, or get it home. And they said, no, well, we got somebody coming, and they'll be here in a couple hours. They got a credit card. I said, yeah, it's going to cost you like at least $40, $50 for a tow. Another $20, $30 for somebody to plug it or patch it. You know, and they're like, well, they got a credit card. And I'm thinking to myself, you just bum money from me so that you could get a drink, but you're going to get somebody else to go spend their $70, $80 to fix your flat tire. And I said, all right, well, you know, if you guys don't want... One of them was very obviously flamboyant, but whatever. I don't care. You want a flat tire fixed or not. So anyway, I said, okay, well, you sure? Nobody wants to man up and just go ahead and get this changed? Otherwise, I'm going to get on my way. And the girl looked at me. This is what offended them. Look, lady, she said, I appreciate you trying to help and all, and I appreciate you getting us something to drink, but I don't appreciate you trying to push gender on my kid so young. I did not even know what to say. That's what offends you? Are you kidding me? I stopped to offer to help you help yourself to change your tires so you're not sitting in the heat, and you care so much about your kid that you're listening to this crappy music that is disgusting, and you're all looking at your phones, and I bet that they would dive right into a toilet full of puke and snatch out a cell phone real fast. But right now, they are still sitting there, literally on their own solution, waiting for someone else to rescue them. They're waiting to be rescued rather than to help themselves. Don't even care about having to try to help themselves or using anybody else's money or anything like that. So it's a good thing nobody ever calls them for help, which is kind of what I said to them. Well, it's a good thing nobody's going to have to call you for help because, you know, you could have known how to change a tire by the end of the day and taught your kid how to, have a skill that might help them out. But she was more offended. They were more offended that I used the phrase man up in front of the kid, who is obviously a boy. Now, it's a crime to just offend someone. And it's a crime just to say man or woman if they don't choose to be that day. And they're trying to give this kid an idea that he doesn't know what he is yet. No wonder everybody's so screwed up. You know what? This is the generation that is teaching our future leaders. This is the generation that, God help us, is going to be taking care of us when we're old. This lazy, self-entitled, helpless, offended generation who would choose to literally sit on their own solution while they wait to be rescued. That is so scary. And I guess I'm just making this video because, number one, it pisses me off. And I know, yeah, you shouldn't try to help people anymore. That's what I keep hearing, but that ain't the right thing to do. Believe it or not, there are some people who are willing to learn and help themselves and appreciate help. And I'd rather go ahead and go through this a bunch of times and help somebody who does need help than to leave them stranded someday. Of course, I knew it was safe. They did not look dangerous. My area was okay. I didn't put anybody in danger, and obviously they weren't threatened by me. I just wanted to make this rant because it just pisses me off so much. The way that people act nowadays and the way that they think that everybody owes them And they will not get up and do a damn thing for theirself. And they constantly want to change the terms so that no matter what you say or do, you are offending them. Because now that once you offend somebody, that's almost worse than killing somebody. I just don't get these people. And it just really, really pisses me off. And I figured I was just going to put it on here just because. I was going to say, okay, this is how you end up changing a flat tire and helping somebody out. Nope. Nope. They were lazy, helpless, ignorant, and I'm not afraid to say so. I have no problem against gay people. I have friends that are gay. They do what they do. I do what I do. They just know, don't push it down my throat. If you don't want somebody telling you what to do, don't tell me what to do. Stop trying to tell me I have to accept this or behave this way or behave that way. I'm not out offending anyone. So stop trying to find something offensive in everything that I say just so that you can control me and the situation and the world. You know what? They can all just kiss my ass. I don't know. I just put this down just because I was ranting. And if anybody wants to comment, go ahead. Let me know what you think. Most of my videos are about my wonderful grandkids, which I'm hoping will never ever be like this, or about fixing stuff, trying to help other people. And that's what, it's all about, is just trying one person to help another. That still does happen. They're not all like this, but damn, it's scary that there's so many. Comment below if you want to. Thanks.